And cut. All right, come on, guys. Let's try and smile a little bit, okay? We're definitely not being poisoned here, right? I think my lungs are filled with asbestos, and his makeup is burning. All right, Tin Man, you'll be fine, okay? Elphaba, how are you doing? Smells like Hollywood. Yeah, so apparently Hollywood in the 1930s was a literal horror movie. With the new Wicked sequel coming out, I wanted to go back in time and talk about The Wizard of Oz and the Wicked productions, and why its production is basically a cursed seance disguised as family entertainment. Lots of bad shit happened on set, let me tell ya. Between the original Oz movie and the different Wicked productions and the Wicked movie, there's been a lot of weird stuff happening. So today, let's dig into some movie history and talk about The Wizard of Oz. First, let's talk about the original Wizard of Oz from the 30s, which was a cheerful Technicolor landscape, where singing Munchkins and unsettling flying monkeys haunt you in your childhood sleep. But behind the rainbows and ruby slippers, it was less somewhere over the rainbow and more somewhere over the OSHA violation limit. So let's start with the obvious, okay? The Wizard of Oz, it's not just a movie. It was a chaotic nightmare of cinema that was stitched together with fear, pain, asbestos, and flammable body paint. So much went wrong with this movie, like where in the do I even begin? First, you've got Liza Minnelli's mom, Judy Garland, only 16 at the time by the way, being allegedly supplied with amphetamines or pep pills by the studio at the time to keep her energy up on high. It's fine, Judy, it's just vitamins. For adults who hate sleeping. Giving drugs to teenagers? Not off to a good start, Wizard. They had her basically working 18-hour days and wearing a corset so tight that she could barely breathe, and was even slapped by the director when she giggled on set. What was wrong with that director? Like, what? That's messed up. But does it get even worse? Yeah. Then there's the iconic Tin Man, played by Jack Haley, although originally he was to be played by Buddy Ebsen. Ebsen was hospitalized after waking up one night with severe cramping in his arms and legs, plus difficulty breathing. Basically, he almost died. Now, why was that, you may ask? Well, it was a reaction to the makeup that was used on him on set, which was literally made from aluminum dust. He inhaled it and had to be put in an oxygen tank for 2 weeks. From which the studio probably said, he's probably dead now. Let's just go find another guy. So they replaced him with Jack Haley and just acted like nothing ever happened. To make things worse, they never told Jack Haley why Ebsen had to leave the role. Imagine you're just taking a new job and it's like, hey, we've got a job opening for this role that you auditioned for a few months back. Are you still interested? Sure, of course, but hey, what happened to the other guy who took my role? Oh, other guy? What other guy? You know, the one that you hired when you called to say that the role was filled? Oh yeah, don't worry about him. He's perfectly healthy. That's not what I asked, and you saying that makes me think he's probably not doing so good right now. Just keep singing, Robot Man. And don't even get me started on the Wicked Witch, okay? Margaret Hamilton, because this movie was rough on her. God damn. While filming a scene, Hamilton was supposed to disappear in a cloud of red smoke and fire. She was told to stand on an elevator platform built onto the yellow brick road, which would lower her down as smoke covers her exit and fire is shot up onto the floor. And because it was early days, there was no CGI. They had one perfect take the whole time and several failed attempts, one of which led to Hamilton to have caught on fire from the shoulders up. On fire! The broom, that was on fire too! Hamilton ended up with second-degree burns to her face and third-degree burns on her hand. They had to immediately wipe the makeup off of her because the makeup was toxic as well, containing copper. Man, if that went into her wounds, oh, that'd be a nasty piece of work, I'm telling you. But yeah, what was with makeup back in the day? Like, everything was made with lead or fucking asbestos or something. I know I don't really look like it, but as someone who is quite familiar with makeup, I am so thankful that most makeup nowadays is relatively clean, except for that one time JoJo Siwa had asbestos makeup. Anyways, to remove the makeup, the crew had to use rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol for a burn wound? Oh, Jesus Christ, that poor woman. Like, it hurts enough on a paper cut, but a burn wound? Oh, God. Weeks later, they had to do another scene involving fire, but this time they got a stunt person instead. Hamilton literally said, "You know what, I'll sit this one out. I'm good." I mean, do you blame the poor woman? While filming the scene, her stunt double, Betty Donko, who was sitting on the broomstick, had said broomstick explode. How the f do you blow up a broomstick? Like, what is this, some real-life Harry Potter shit? Anyways, the incident left Danko permanently scarred. She also ended up only making like $800 from this whole thing too, which is like the biggest insult. I know, inflation, okay? But even then, that's only about $15K, which is not enough to get me permanently scarred, okay? There were so many more injuries on set that even some of the extras got injured. Which happened when several of the actors playing the flying monkeys had their harnesses break and then they just came crashing down. Oh yeah, even Toto the dog got hurt. That's messed up. Apparently, one of the background actors accidentally jumped onto Toto. Oh, that sounds awful. Jeez. And they had to get a double for weeks. Not even the dog can escape this cursed-ass movie, I'm telling you. Speaking of the dog, did you know that the dog playing Toto got paid higher than the Munchkins? Oh yeah, Toto was getting paid $125 a week, while the Munchkins only got $50. I mean, knowing a dog is getting paid 3 times more than you, like that's got to sting. But also the Munchkin actors, according to some reports, not me, apparently did a lot of drinking, partying, and all of that stuff. Although some experts and Munchkin actors have came out to say that that was false. So I'm gonna leave this thing about the unholy behavior as partially debunked. Another thing that involved fur creatures on set was the cowardly lion himself. The suit was made from actual lion pelts. PETA, did you hear that? The suit used by Brett Lahr in the role weighed almost 100 pounds and was apparently heavy as fuck. It was so heavy that he had to lay down during breaks and could only eat through a damn straw. You know, it was already hot enough inside the suit, okay? But paired with those studio lights, that must have felt like Dune in there. Oh yeah, by the way, did I mention the snow scene in that movie yet? Because that was 100% asbestos. As in the cancer-causing one. The banned one. That asbestos. Yeah, the winter wonderlands aren't the most fun when you're breathing in possible cancer bits into your body. And they were basically covered in this stuff, okay? And it wasn't just Oz, but a lot of old-timey movies from back then whenever they needed to use snow. I don't know, that's just crazy to think about. Like, you would have thought with their budget they could afford something a little better. That won't possibly unalive their actors. Also, not really an on-set thing, but one of the red slippers used in the movie was stolen back in 2005 and was not found until 2018. Pretty sure it was recovered by that fake Indiana Jones guy from Discovery Plus. What's his name? Like, Josh Gates, I think? Not really a horror story, but just goes to show you that this movie is still cursing things like 80 years later. Fast forward some 60 odd years and now we have The Wicked play. This was a Broadway hit that reimagined the Wicked Witch, Elphaba, as a misunderstood green person who was discriminated for looking different with animal friends and a heart of gold. Oh wait, wrong clip. That's Shrek. But yeah, even that show had its run of chaos. Adele Dazeem, Idina Menzel, who played Elphaba, had a fairly bad accident happen to her on her last week of her performance on the show. Idina was about to do that part where, spoilers, Elphaba melts. She was supposed to go through a trapdoor elevator that malfunctioned and was already lowered, causing her to free fall straight to the floor. Defying Gravity just became Defying OSHA. She suffered a broken rib and had to end her run earlier than expected, and could not do her scheduled final show on Wicked the next day. This sucks though, you know, because it's like that whole trope about the retiring cop in movies. Like, never tell someone you're about to retire because the universe will be out to get you. And in 2015, a performer was seriously injured during a performance. 35-year-old Maya Schulman, an actor playing one of the flying monkeys. Oh my god, that's fucking awful, but it's been like, what, 80 years since the original movie and we're still having people as the flying monkeys getting hurt? Anyways, Schulman was flying a lot farther than expected that night when her harness snapped, dropping her 15 feet to the ground. Yikes, that is a high one. That's like 2 Shaquille O'Neals. In the lawsuit that followed, Schulman reported a sprained shoulder and even neurological damage, and she was seriously injured and could not return to perform. Man, that actually sucks. Even the film for Wicked itself was not free from accidents. Besides the whole whack of a PR campaign, what with the fingernails and the corn links. But in one particular case, Ariana Grande accidentally burnt her butt on set.
The steamer had burnt my butt cheek when my skirt was being fixed. My ass cheek was burning.
This was during Defying Gravity, and she had to use ice packs. Damn, the pain that she felt in that scene. It's not from her dealing with her green bestie like flying off, but because her butt got burnt like 5 minutes before by a cast member. That's crazy. And not really production related, but during the campaign for Wicked 2, a crazed troll went to the Singapore premiere and ran past security right into Ariana Grande. Okay, you know what, Cynthia Erivo? Good job, okay? You did a good job, Cynthia. Honestly, she did a better job than the actual security. I will say though, if I was ever in a street fight, I would want Cynthia on my side, okay? Cause goddamn. But yeah, as of filming, this guy has been arrested in Singapore, but not before he posted a video to Instagram about it.
Finally, I dreamed about meeting Ariana Grande, and finally my dream became true.
But my god, like, he has got crazy eyes. It's also not the first time that he's done this. He did it with The Weeknd and Katy Perry too. Weird to interrupt an astronaut's concert, but yeah, someone seriously needs to jail this guy before he unalives someone, okay? Have we not learned yet, you know, what happened with Christina Grimmie, you know, like, tragic. Okay, so looking back, it turns out he actually went back and did it again, and then was just taunting and dancing in front of security afterwards after that first jump. That's crazy. Like, seriously, like, what a fucking idiot. Also, the judge just sentenced him to 9 days in jail. Not nearly enough. Just like Johnny Somali, I think all of these rage fluencers or whatever, ban his passport. Honestly, just give this guy a travel ban. Back to the editing floor. So, is the Wizard of Oz cursed? If you ask me, I'd say yeah, probably. All the accidents and all that is quite unusual for one franchise to have. Or maybe the 1930s just had like negative standards for health and safety. Also, there didn't seem to be any accidents that I can recall from the James Franco one, Oz the Great and Powerful. I mean, it still just barely flopped though. Maybe the franchise is turning the tides with the success of Wicked. Who knows? It's just ironic, isn't it? Like, a film about wonder, but it was built on so much pain, and it was essentially a hellscape of a film set. So next time you watch The Wizard of Oz, just remember, those smiles were not Hollywood magic. They were contracts that were breathing in asbestos and possible pep pills. Anyways, what are some fascinating horror stories that you've heard about from film sets? And I would love to hear your thoughts on like Wicked and The Wizard of Oz and all that. Just put it all down below, okay? Anyways, see you guys in the next video, okay? Peace!